Do you want to take your social media marketing strategy to the next level? If so, you are going to enjoy these 3 tips that will help you get more engagement from your social media content and help you reach your ideal audience. If this is your first time on the channel, we talk about gaining visibility and revenue all the time, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and you hit the notifications bell so you don't miss future content. So with a social media marketing strategy, there are so many different parts, and I feel like the best way to win on social media is to hear tips like these 3, apply them, see the results, and then build up from there. Because it's easy to see all these different parts that go into it and get overwhelmed with all the work. But if you do these 3 tips, or if you do any of these tips and you're able to take action, see momentum, and get the progress that you're looking for, that's going to help you build a meaningful social media marketing strategy because you're taking the gradual action. So the first tip is going to revolve around content creation, because posting on all these different social media platforms can get difficult. On Facebook and Twitter, you don't need an image, but it helps with engagement. Other platforms like Pinterest and Instagram require that you have an image to post on those platforms. So this is where tip number 1 comes in. If you feel overwhelmed with having to find all these different pictures and create pictures, have a rubric picture that you use for your content, and you can use something like Canva to get this done. So when I decided to create daily Instagram story content, I had a problem. There's only so much footage in your camera roll that you would put on your Instagram story, and then you have to keep on taking pictures, which is fine. With quarantine, it's definitely a lot more difficult to do those types of pictures. So one of the things that I've been doing is a breakthrough thought of the day, and instead of having to find a new picture or find the right picture online and create a new picture using something like Canva, I do use Canva, but from a rubric standpoint, instead of coming up with a new picture each time. So if you check out the current setup of my Canva account, you can see that this one picture I use, all I really have to do is change the text, and then I have a new Instagram story. So this is a really easy way to create more content. Just have a rubric in place. You can see this with a lot of my YouTube thumbnails as well. Similar picture where either I'm pointing like this, or I have the thumbs up, or I'm thinking like this. Like, I have those pictures saved up in Canva, so it's not as much work to create each of those pictures. That's what rubrics allow you to do. Tip number 2 on social media is to connect with the right people. And when it comes to social media, a lot of people just think of it from the promotional standpoint. Let me push my message instead of taking the time to engage with people. So that's why what you'll notice is if you go in the comments and you reply in this video, I make it a point to reply to comments because I do want to engage with my audience. So when it comes to connecting with people, if you have an audience and they're commenting, reply. If you don't have an audience yet, or you are just trying to do more outreach, get more exposure, engage with the people who they can become potential clients, who are content creators who have bigger audiences than you, and you comment on their posts. Like, commenting is a really great strategy for growing, because so many people, they just smash the like button, which I'd love if you guys do, but a lot of people don't take the time to comment, and this can really help you stand out. And if you do want to be everywhere to some people, you have the ability to comment on their Instagram posts, comment on their Facebook posts, comment on their tweets, mention them on different places. So connecting with the right people is not just about commenting. You can be very strategic about the social media content you put out, who you mention, and that will help you connect with more of the right people rather than just everyone you see on social media. And part of connecting with the right people is to connect with positive people who are going to take you to that next level. So if I see someone being very negative on social media, I kind of distance myself from that type of content, because if you engage with negative content, then the algorithm is going to push that type of stuff. So only make sure you're engaging with people who are going to up level you, rather than people who they may not be posting the best type of content that really inspires you to do your best work. And tip number 3 for social media marketing is to create bridges. And what I mean by a bridge is an easy transition from one social platform to the other. Part of being everywhere is, yes, posting on all these different places, and that's a great strategy, and the rubrics will help you be more active on different ones. But if you get people to follow you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, all those places, then there is a higher percent chance of them coming across your content. I mean, a lot of this really does break down into numbers. If someone's following you on 5 social networks, that's 5 times the potential for that person to come across your content at some point in any given day. If you are creating new content each day, like what I do on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms, then that increases the chances even more of someone coming across your content. And even if, because I understand not everyone's going to watch all of my YouTube videos when they come out, I totally get that. But when people do see me in their YouTube feed again, or when people see that I came out with a new story, or when people see my Facebook post, that's going to reinforce this concept of me being everywhere. And then people aren't going to forget me as easily. It's easy for people to forget a content creator who produces good content once a week. If you produce insanely great content weekly, then yeah, you're going to be more likely to keep people. And if you produce great content each day, and it doesn't have to be a YouTube video, it could be something very simple like a rubric picture or Instagram story or just a Facebook post about your day or something like that. Posting every day on these platforms really helps you gain momentum. And when you do bridge them together, and like mention your other social networks, mention how you're doing on those other social networks. Like each time I hit a YouTube milestone, I announce it everywhere. Each time I hit an Instagram milestone, I announce it everywhere. Each YouTube video, I have the Instagram logo. Each Instagram story at some point in the day, I'm usually promoting my podcast or one of the other two. I have 3 podcasts total. But the idea is to have those bridges set up. And if you are combining this with daily content, you're going to have people go from social network to social network. This is really great to set up now, even if you don't feel like you have a big enough audience for this, because if your content spikes on one platform and you have all the bridges set up, people are going to go from social network to continue following your content. Speaking of following content, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. If you have not done any of those things already, smash the like button if you want more people to see this video and help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And signing off, dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today.